Hello, children. Do you remember Benaiah ben Jehoiada, the brave commander of King Shlomo's army, who always stands strong in the most difficult missions? He was the one who succeeded in bringing Ashmedai, the king of the demons, to Jerusalem, so he could reveal where the Shamir worm is hiding, that tiny yet important worm capable of cutting even the hardest stone. Now it's time to tell you what happened when Ashmedai stood before King Shlomo. After 3 days of rest in Jerusalem, with the whole city whispering stories about the arrival of Ashmedai, the king of demons, Ashmedai was brought to King Shlomo's palace. The hall was filled with light and the scent of perfumes, and Shlomo sat on his golden throne, his face shining like the sun, and his heart peaceful and confident. When Ashmedai entered, he looked at the king with burning eyes and spoke in a booming voice that echoed through the walls. Is it not enough for you, King Shlomo, that you have conquered many lands and that kings and nations bow before you? Was it necessary for you to bring me from the distant desert, to anger me and disturb my rest? What do you want from me? Shlomo smiled calmly, his voice soft and full of wisdom. Do not be angry, Ashmedai. I did not come to annoy you or pursue you in vain. I have a great mission, to build the holy temple, the sacred house of the Creator of all worlds. For this, I need the Shamir worm, and I have heard that only you know where it is. Tell me where it is, and when you are done speaking, I will release you, and you can return in peace. Ashmedai lowered his head, and in a quiet voice replied, King Shlomo, indeed your wisdom reaches far, but this time I cannot fulfill your request. The Shamir is not in my possession, but was given to the great sea minister. He entrusted it to a faithful guardian, the wild rooster, and the wild rooster swore to guard the Shamir with all diligence and never reveal its location. Shlomo bowed his head wisely and asked, And what does the wild rooster need with the precious Shamir? Ashmedai smiled and replied, It is simple. The rooster roams the tops of wild mountains, places where no foot has ever stepped, and there he places the Shamir on the ground. This small and marvelous worm carves deep cracks in the stone, and in them the rooster sows seeds. Thus, from the cracks, plants and flowers grow, and from their fruits the rooster feeds and nourishes his chicks. When Shlomo heard these words, he immediately commanded his wise servants to go and find the wild rooster's nest. In their hands he gave them a smooth, shiny glass plate, and he instructed them on what to do. The servants set off on their journey, searched through forests, climbed mountains, and descended valleys, until they found the hidden nest among the tall rocks. Quietly, very carefully, without disturbing the soft chicks, they placed the glass plate over the nest and sealed it from every side. Then they hid behind the rocks and watched from afar. Not long after, the rooster returned from his travels, his feathers gleaming in the sunlight. But when he saw the large glass blocking his way to his chicks, he became very sad. He pecked at the glass with his strong beak, but in vain. The glass did not break. The chicks chirped with hunger, and he looked at them with worried eyes through the transparent barrier. Suddenly, he spread his wide wings, rose into the air, and disappeared. The servants looked at each other quietly. What will he do now? Will he give up? But not long passed, and the rooster returned with the Shamir in his beak. It appeared small and delicate, but its power was immense. The rooster placed the Shamir on the glass plate, and in an instant, a soft cracking sound was heard, and the glass split into two as though it had never been whole. But then a sudden rustle came from among the rocks, perhaps the excited breath of the servants or a broken branch, and the rooster was startled. His beak opened for a moment, and the shamir fell from his mouth and onto the ground. Without wasting any time, the servants leapt from their hiding places, grabbed the precious shamir, and carefully hid it in a decorated box they had brought with them. And so, with Shlomo's wisdom, Benaiah's courage, and the help of loyal servants, they obtained the marvelous shamir. Thanks to it, they began carving the giant stones for building the holy temple, without iron and without weapons, but by the power of the tiny worm that the supreme wisdom created. And the house of Hashem was built in peace and perfection, and all the people rejoiced and thanked to Hashem, who granted such a great wisdom to King Shlomo,